Okay, so gentle yoga. It would be nice, but not absolutely necessary to have a blanket and a set of blocks. And if you don't have either, no worries. Okay? So have those, and then we'll start seated. Keep those shoes off if you have them on. Now, I want you to do a little experiment. So sit cross-legged and just see if that feels like sort of comfortable to sit upright, or if you feel like there's any like holding and tension anywhere. And if you do feel like it's just not terribly comfortable, create a fold on your blanket, fold up your blanket and sit on a blanket fold, right at the edge of your blanket fold, so that your pelvis feels like it can kind of just spill forward, right? And let's have our right shin in front of the left. And just start with your hands on your knees. Sukhasana, easy pose, nice easy cross. Inhale, let your back arch like a seated cow, open up through your chest. And on your exhale, round the spine. One more time. With your breath, open through the chest, kiss the shoulder blades together. Exhale, round. And then come to your seat, take a breath in. And on your exhale, just hinge forward now from your hips, bringing that heart forward. Let your pelvis spill forward. And then your hands can rest down by your sides or reach out in front. Melt your head down. Breathe. Allowing the pelvis, like by the top of your belly button, fold forward towards your shins. And allowing your head to completely drop. We're here for about 4 or 5 breaths. Feel your sit bones rooted and your torso just melting over your legs. You can add more if you'd like by reaching the hands out in front. You might feel that if you reach the arms out in front, if that feels okay, you may feel it now a little bit more up your back, the stretch. So breathe into that. It's hips, it's low back. Let that head drop. We hold it up all day long. Let it completely drop. And start to slowly, really slowly walk yourself back up. Good, sit up tall, 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 tall. Take a breath in. Turn your torso to the left so that your heart is pointing towards the left knee. Take your left hand down and then reach on a diagonal as you extend your torso over the left thigh. The thought is to let your forehead drop down towards your left knee. And your arms are reaching on a diagonal. Let go. Reaching through the right arm, 3 breaths. And then slowly make your way back up. Oh, let's do a reverse tabletop in between sides. So bend your knees, place your hands on either side, fingertips pointing forward, maybe slightly up. Push down into the feet, lift your hips, look up. Press the ground away. Hold at 3, 2, and slowly make your way back down, cross your left shin loosely in front of the right. Yeah. Inhale, seated cow, let your chest open. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Now keep that cow idea, right? Your heart's drawing forward, your pelvis is spilling forward. Keep the cow, or like the cobra, extend, 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 and then melt over your legs. Connect here. Sense of interoception. What's going on in my body? And how can I connect my thoughts to what's going on right now in my body? How can I release by just being aware of where I'm holding tension? And as you release and soften, the body will notice the safety and maybe release a little more if you're present. Two more breaths, really drop your head. And slowly walk your way back up. Whew. Lengthen through your spine, breath in. Turn your torso to the right, so your heart's pointing towards that right knee. Take the right hand down. Reach on a diagonal way over, and then melt over your right thigh. The more active you are with that left arm, the more you feel it all the way down that left side, the intercostals, maybe that QL down, connecting into the hip and the low back. Or the pelvis, I should say. And the low back. Drop the head. And then start to wiggle all the way back up to your seat. Oh, extend the legs up for a full reverse tabletop. Little bend in the knees, heels together, toes apart. Push down, lift up. You gotta use the legs here. Look up, freedom through the whole front body. Good, and then slowly come down. Extend those legs out in front. Roll down onto your back. Bring your arms into goalpost arms. Separate your feet, bend your knees and separate your feet as wide as your mat. Just let those knees, with a little bit of that maybe freedom we created, let the knees rock side to side. Let them just effortlessly rock side to side. You can turn your head side to side. You can kind of move the arms, make this liquidy. Make it organic. And now take your arms back behind you on the ground. Reach back with those arms back behind you. Bring the heels right underneath your knees, in close toward your bum. And then lift up into a bridge with your arms on the ground behind you. Draw the knees forward. Reach back with those fingertips. Now press the heels forward. Draw the knees forward, like towards the top of your mat. And reach the arms back in opposition, like you're trying to lengthen and stretch your body from end to end. Take a long breath in. And then as we exhale, lower down just to the tip of the shoulder blades. Keep everything else reaching away. Breath in. Lower down right behind the belly button. The hips aren't landing yet. Draw the low belly in. Tuck the tailbone a little bit. Draw the tail towards the bottom of your mat. Breathe in. And as you exhale, lower everything down. Let the arms come down by your sides. Now bring your arms out to goalpost arms. Lift your hips a little bit and scooch them a little over to the right. Now take your right thigh and completely cross it on top of your left thigh. And let your legs drop over, twisted roots, drop over to the left. So your right thigh is completely on top of the left. And you let go into this sort of outer hip twist, spine twist. You can modify the arms in any way. Engage your low belly, come back onto your back. Place both feet down, realign your spine in the middle of your mat. Then lift your hips a little bit, scooch them over to the left. Cross your left thigh on top of your right. And drop the knees to the right. Your head can turn or not. Drop in. And start to make your way back onto your back. Hug the knees in. And we'll just roll over onto our bellies. Coming into Sphinx pose. Right? So forearms parallel, elbows slightly ahead of the shoulders. Pull those forearms back and offer the heart forward. Melt through the low belly. Let the spine melt. Keep this lift, keep this back bend. Pivot the left forearm, bend the right knee, quad stretch. Press the ground away, keep the back bend. Now lengthen that right quad. Draw the right knee away as you draw the heel towards your bum. Keep your lift and go to the other side. Draw the knee away, keep the heart lifted. And then release. Now walk your hands forward another inch in front, so the elbows are now like, I don't know, an inch or two ahead of the shoulders. Parallel your forearms. Draw your low belly in, press down and lift it. Turn your head to the right. Turn it to the left. Place the forearms back down and just drop the head. Keep the sort of Sphinx pose. Just let the head drop. Now start to become aware of a back bend originating in your low back, right up through the middle back. Invite it up into the upper back, and then if it feels okay again, extend those arms. Turn the head to the right. Turn the head to the left. Back to center, and lower back down. Right, now reach the arms way out in front. You'll come down onto your belly, right? Last one, parallel those feet. Reach through the toes, lift the arms, lift the legs like you're flying. Draw that low belly in. Now come into goalpost arms. Lift the heart, squeeze the blades in. Lift those legs. Now reach the arms back behind you for 3. Lift and lengthen 2. And release. Make a little pillow for your forehead. Stack the left hand on top of the right. Slide your right knee halfway up into half frog. Turn your head to the right and just let go. Slide that right leg back down, stack the right hand on top of the left, slide your left knee halfway up, turn your head to the left, let go. Breathe into that low back. And then come back, push yourself up into all fours and send your hips back to child pose. Send them way back, extend your arms really long. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Lift the hips, hold it here. Now if down dog isn't working for you today, wrists or shoulders, stay in the child pose. Otherwise, send those sit bones back. Soften the knees a little bit, press the mat away. Draw the heels to the earth. Drop the head. Maybe shake it out a little. Now bring your big toes to touch. Lift your right leg up, bend the knee, open the hip. And step to lizard. Slide that right foot outside. Take a twist to your right arm lifts. Open. And then bring the back knee down. Take that right hand to the outside of the leg and then lengthen your leg on this diagonal. Hamstring stretch. Heart forward. Lift the heart. Send the sit bones back. Draw the toes back. And then re-walk back. Good. And now hold it here. Let the hips draw forward. Let the heart lift. You're on your hands or your fingertips. Let the knee wing out to the right. Maybe lift the arch of the right foot. Now you can just stay here. Or start to reach your hands on a diagonal way over to the left. So you're sending the hips over to the right and you're reaching the arms on a diagonal up to the left. And then come back to child pose. Reach to those fingertips, reach those arms long. Come up onto your knees, don't move your hands, downward facing dog. Pause. Spin those inner thighs back. Push into your index finger round. Release the sit bones, release the glutes. And then big toes touching, left leg lifts, you open it up, sunburn. Open that. Gently step to the outside of the left hand. Keep the back knee off the ground, or you can take it down, take a twist. Open up. Take the knee down. Frame that left leg with your hands and lengthen into a half split on an angle. So it's just like a little diagonal here. Draw the heart forward, draw the toes back in your mouth. Soften in. start to walk your hands forward. Just see what's going on with that right hip flexor here. Start to let the left knee lean out, lift the left arch. And then reach your arms way over on a diagonal off your mat to the right. Let the hips drop to the left. And then walk back. Coming back into your child pose. So make sure you've got your blocks and your blanket handy within reach. Lift back up into your down dog, coming into a pigeon here, right? So right leg lifts, stretch it straight back. Gently place your right knee right behind your right wrist. Wiggle that left leg back. And then, if you've got any space between your right hip and your floor, tuck your blanket and fold underneath that or roll, right? So that your hip is just on something and it can relax. If this knee is bothering you, then don't use the blanket, just let your hip completely come on the ground, right? And then this is an option. Take one block and stack it on the skinny side facing up underneath where your sternum will be, and another block on the flat end underneath where your head will be. And then inhale, come into like that cobra chest and extend down, letting your sternum rest on that skinny side edge of the block and your forehead on the flat side of the block. Move them a little bit if you need to. And this is an option. If you'd rather not use the blocks, you don't have to. And then just surrender to gravity. Let your body melt down into the ground. Let everything melt. Welcome to stay longer or start to kind of wiggle yourself up and just move in any way that feels good. I'm not going to say what, I'm just going to say move and do whatever feels good. Making your way up to down dog when you're ready. And then left leg lifts straight up and back. Don't open the hip, just reach it back. Bring your left knee, gently place it behind your left wrist. Wiggle that right leg back. And then if there's any space again, underneath the left hip, slide your blanket under it. And then just kind of line up your hips forward. Inhale, open up through the heart. And if you'd like to use your blocks again, set them up. Reaching, 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 and then melting down. Arms wherever you want. Surrender. Couple more breaths here. Maybe you Slowly rock your head side to side, giving that forehead a little massage. And then slowly put your stuff out of the way and begin to move any way that feels good. Maybe you pedal out a down dog, or you go through a flow, or whatever feels good. And then make your way back to your seat. And you can pad and sit on a blanket. Just come into all fours. Let your arms rest down by your sides or on your lap. Let your head drop to one side, towards one ear towards the shoulder. And then go to the other side. Let the shoulders relax. And then open your palms. Inhale, reach those arms up. Link the thumbs, take a tiny little side bend. Inhale, center and a side bend. Then release the thumbs, take a breath in. Exhale, and bring your hands to your heart. Thank you for joining me this morning.